out each day and just be around them, and just kids that want to work and want to be a part of something. It kind of just it energizes me. And besides that, just the coaching staff I've had and have known and throughout the years, gosh, Pep, we've gotten off to a great start, and it has a lot to do with the kids and just the support of the school. It's been unbelievable, man.
Well, they say, to be successful, you got to surround yourself with great people. I know you got Coach Contreras from Heritage. You got Coach Phillips from Heritage. It's like you're getting the band back together.
Well, Coach Contreras, he could turn the phone around. I'll say hi to you. Coach Contreras.
My arm's hurting right now. I'm Johnny of this deal here. So, how's it going?
Coach Contreras and Coach Broach together. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, Pep, it's been unbelievable. Adam can speak to it too, but just being back, number one, right, with just having students on campus and just that kind of vibe has been pretty special. And getting back to high school football in the fall, you can't be better than that. And we're ready to go. You're talking about scrimmages, and it's coming on Saturday. So for us, Liberty, Bison, this is our first chance to hit somebody else ever. And that's really fun.
Well, Coach, when we first talked a couple months ago, when you went to Liberty, I think I asked you off the cuff and said, hey, you're going to play varsity next year. When's your first varsity season? You're like, oh, no, we're going to play some varsity games this year, even though you only have freshmen and sophomore. Is that still the plan? And what do you like about your schedule?
Well, yeah, we have 10 varsity games. We're a freelance schedule. And so what I like is we have 10 varsity games. And we were lucky enough to get half of those at home, because when you're playing freelance, you kind of have to just hope and pray that it works out for you. You kind of have to go where the games are. So to be able to get 5 home games is incredible, and to have a complete varsity schedule, we're really excited about that. It's a big challenge. Again, you're asking some young bucks with sophomore and freshmen to step up, and definitely quite the challenge. But hey, I'm ready. That's what we want to do, and so we're pumped out here, man.
Coach, do you feel like you're kind of reinvigorated? Like you're kind of like a fresh start, like you're like enjoying football maybe a little bit more, stepping back I think we all kind of stepped back for a year because of COVID, but, do you feel like you've got more spring in your step being away from the game just for a little bit to get back in?
Yeah, Pep, and you think about the high school coaches that did it during the spring, it's all credit to them, because, gosh, what a bear. And then going from spring right into the fall season. But for me, just getting a year away and just deciding what I want to do and what I'm about, it made you think and kind of realize that I think I told you this before, but I just want to be there for kids, and just being that year away just made me think about more important things. And so to be back out here, I'm excited. I haven't been this excited for 13, 14 years when I was lucky enough to open up Heritage, and to be here now. And to have, again, things rolling and things set up with our athletic director and principal. It's been pretty special so far, and it's just a great place to be.
Well, Coach, I wish we had more time. I always appreciate you hopping on the show. You've always been so generous with your time, so I do appreciate it. I know your wife, Tanya, probably has some amazing 7-course meal waiting for you at home, so we won't keep you much longer, so we'll let you run home.
You're right, Pep. It's date night, so I'm with you. So anyway, we're out to dinner in the Broach household. So anyway, we'll see you, Pep.
All right, thank you, Coach. That is Kraig Broach, the head football coach for the Liberty Bison here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach. I always do appreciate it. And Coach Contreras and Coach Phillips and the rest of the gang down there at Liberty High School. We will take a quick commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we'll talk some CBU hoops with the head men's basketball coach, Rick Croy.
What's going on, guys? This is Ray Bass from Boost Performance Training. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
The time is now. The Boost Training Center is open for business and ready to help all the athletes across the Inland Empire. Doesn't matter the age or the sport, if you go to Boost Training with Coach Ray Bass, they're going to make you bigger, faster, stronger. So if you're out there looking to train this offseason, talking about all you football players especially, check out boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website. You can find a strength and speed class just for you this offseason. season so you can be even bigger, better, faster, stronger this upcoming season. Give them a call or text at 951-532-4904 to reserve your spot today. Strength and speed training at Boost Training System. And don't forget, enrollment is open right now for the Bass School. That's Boost Alternative School for student athletes. You can check out what they have to offer at boosttrainingsystems.com. That is the website once again. And you can enroll for the 2021-2022 school year. Again, this is not an online school. This is a private school specifically for 7th and 8th grade boys. Check it out today because space is limited. The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A huge shout out to Kraig Broach, head football coach of the Liberty Bison, getting a cracking down there with freshman and sophomore, playing a varsity schedule. We will talk more high school football a little bit later in the show, but some exciting news coming out of California Baptist University. You know we love basketball on this show. We love the Lancers, and some big news for CBU. Not only did we see their schedules unveiled this week, but now we're hearing Bill Walton's coming to town. Bill Walton's going to be hanging out with the Lancers on October 15th with more details. He is the head coach of your men's basketball team at CBU. It is the great Rick Croy joining us, and there's that Bill Walton logo there for the tip-off dinner. And Coach, this is pretty exciting. I mean, Bill Walton, obviously a huge name in the world of basketball. How excited are you to see Bill Walton?
Incredibly excited. The legend. So, I mean, Bill's just, there are so many people that are excited to hear from him. I mean, an amazing figure in the game of basketball, and all his ties to Southern California, from growing up in San Diego to maybe the greatest, maybe one of the top 5 greatest college basketball players of all time at UCLA, and then, you know, top 50 NBA player. I mean, the guy's accomplishments and accolades are off the charts, and then beyond that, obviously, the media personality that he is, but he's just so fun to be around.
He is, and, you know, I'm not going to put you on the spot. I wouldn't ambush you like that because you're my favorite coach in the whole world, but everyone's got a Bill Walton impression. Do you have a Bill Walton impression?
I don't, but I love listening to him, and I do love learning from him. I mean, the guy's incredibly smart. I mean, he saw us play last year just a handful of times in the conversations that we've had over the last few months. He knew almost everything about our team. It's amazing what the guy has locked in his mind.
Yeah, he's obviously still very plugged into college basketball, and he's a big fan of it. So again, October 15th, the tip-off dinner. Bill Walton, the guest speaker, and Coach, on that night, we will unveil the Lancers officially to the public, kind of a meet the team. Speaking of meet the team, I mean, you've got some guys who have been in the program a couple of years now that you'll probably lean on, but I know you got a lot of young talent also coming in. That sounds like a great blend to me, having those upperclassmen that are seasoned with young talent. I mean, how excited are you about this roster that you have this year?
So excited. I mean, that's what you hope for now is you want to have a really strong returning group of players that has experience and has the desire to improve in the offseason. That's what our returners have done. They've all improved as players and as leaders. They've all gotten stronger in the weight room. And I think they've come back to school, to our university, really refreshed and ready to go attack this journey. And then you want to add to that an exciting recruiting class. And that's what we've done. This is a really exciting class of guys that we're excited to unveil and let the IE see what these guys are all about.
And there should be plenty of opportunities. Coach, we just unveiled the Division I schedule for this year for California Baptist, and I'm looking at it, and please correct me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of home dates. There's a lot of home games for the Lancers, and we want to pack that place. Are you excited about, again, taking full advantage of that home court advantage that you guys enjoy at the CBU Event Center?
Yeah, it's been a great home floor, and we believe we can keep making it even better. We can do that by being dominant competitively, and then also just continuing to engage in the community. I mean, we've really got something special in that we've got a true college basketball environment in Southern California. And as you know, Pep, that's rare. There's so much going on in our area, but our community's jumped all in, and it means a lot to our players. It means a lot to our university, and we love it. I mean, there's nothing I look forward more to than a packed CBU Event Center. We reflect. I mean, the last time that we were able to have fans, it was 5,050 deep, overtime win against Seattle, and the place was rocking, and everything was on display, from our pep band to our student section to the alums to the community. Everything was present that night, and it was really special.
Well, Coach, I can say it was very strange calling games with no fans. And I know I think there was some white noise, or maybe it was just the air conditioner going on in the background. So there was a little something there, but not having the fans. And again, that's such a huge part of that environment that you guys have at CBU. It's going to be so good to have the fans back. And speaking of the schedule, before I ask you about the WAC portion of it, the non-conference schedule, you've got some great teams coming to town. You got some great games that you're going to. Can you talk a little bit about the non-conference games that you guys have on this year's slate?
Yeah, we've got some great opportunities on the road. We play at Texas. We play at UC Riverside. I think they've got a great team returning. There'll be a great crosstown matchup, and we're excited about that. I think it's a really special thing for the community. And then we're at Arizona, which has been traditionally one of the toughest places to play in college basketball. And I think those are exciting games because they have new coaches. Chris Beard at Texas, and then Tommy Lloyd at Arizona. But just two great college basketball environments. And then obviously the crosstown rivalry game brings its own special element. And then the CBU Event Center. I mean, from opening night on November 9th to we got a Mountain West matchup against San Jose State. We've got Big West teams, Cal Poly. Some Big Sky games with North Dakota. I mean, we got a lot of exciting things happening. So, and we want, our fans want games. I mean, everyone was missing it last year. It was a tough year for everybody, for the fans, for the players. I mean, even our international guys. I mean, you come all the way over here for the fanfare, for all the things that college basketball is about, and that's. That's why guys, they want to come play in the States. Is there's nothing better than a packed college basketball arena with fans that are all in on their team. And that's what we have here. And we're looking forward to it. We can't wait.
Well, Coach, you guys have had a tremendous amount of success in just a couple seasons at the Division I level. In terms of building your schedule out, is it more difficult or easier when you go out to find games based on your success, or other programs like, hey, we want to play you guys because we know you're good? I mean, is it changing? Do you feel like year by year it's getting easier to get some of those maybe more high-profile games?
Yeah, I think it changes from year to year, and you're always working on your schedule a few years out. But we've been really fortunate to play. This year we got a bunch of different opponents from different conferences. We have, really just a nice. There's some really good road opportunities. And then we've got the dates for our home games are great. Our students are here, and then you get into the WAC, adding four great quality opponents in the WAC: Stephen F. Austin, Abilene Christian, Lamar, and Sam Houston State. Great. Those are great basketball programs, and the WAC got a lot better and a lot more challenging, and our fans are going to love it.
And Coach, speaking of that conference schedule, I know last season was different than anything else, and it was kind of wacky that you'd play the same school back-to-back, same city, same school. This year, it looks like we're going back to the traditional, you go to a place and they'll come to you. But I know with the addition of the 4 new Texas schools, is there like an East and a West division now inside the WAC? How's that going to work out?
Yeah, it's right now you play the traditional WAC schools, the schools that were in the conference prior to this year. You play them twice, and then you play each Texas school one time, and that's kind of what the WAC decided. It was a late addition with those 4 schools. They were originally intended to join the conference the following year. They had a situation with the conference. They were leaving the Southland where everything transpired at a much more rapid rate than was anticipated. And I think the WAC did a great job putting everything together and creating a schedule that's both fair and exciting.
Well, Coach, when you said the WAC got better with those, the addition of those Texas schools, man, you were not kidding. That's going to be some good basketball. The WAC was already good, and it's going to be a lot better. And again, October 15th, it all starts. Johnny, can we take a look at one more time at that graphic with Bill Walton? Again, October 15th, the big tip-off dinner at California Baptist University to really get you ready for that basketball season. And again, Coach Croy will be there.
That's a good-looking graphic, Pep.
It is.
Bill's going to be very pleased with that graphic.
Yeah, you know what? He either there's some good filters on him, or maybe he's de-aging. Maybe he's getting younger.
Could be.
But October 15th, Coach Croy, Coach Olson, the women's basketball team, the men's basketball team, they'll all be there with Bill Walton. Coach Croy, I always appreciate the time. Thank you for always hopping on the show with us. I do appreciate it. And before you know it, it's going to be hoop season around here.
Pat, we can't wait to see you in the CBU Event Center. And we appreciate all that you do for the community.
Yes, sir. Just bring all the fans. I want to get that place packed and loud.
We're going to pack it out.
That is Rick Croy, head basketball coach for the men's team at California Baptist University here on the Inland Sports Show. And again, October 15th, Bill Walton coming to town for the big tip-off dinner. We'll take a quick commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we'll talk a little Santiago volleyball with head coach Courtney Krueger. We'll be right back.
96.7 KCal Rocks. What's up? It's Patrick and 40. Hey, man, you're watching the Inland Sports Show right here. Make sure you check out Pep, man. It's Inland Sports with Pep, but he's on every Monday and Thursday morning with Sports with Pep, man. You guys rock.
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team. Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taking care of whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. And we have customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time. And then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
And the Clippers, don't sleep on the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard has opted out of his player option for this season, okay. But it sounds like it's because he wants to work out a new contract, probably worth more money, with the Clippers. Right. So it looks like Kawhi will remain a Clipper. He just wants more money, and I get it totally.
Hey, you get the Clippers one game away from the NBA Finals. You probably deserve some money.
Yeah, and if he wouldn't have got hurt, again, I hate to, circle back and, sound like a broken record, but if Kawhi's not hurt, it could have been the Clippers with an NBA championship this year.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. A big thanks to Rick Croy, the head men's basketball coach at CBU, for hopping on. And again, we're talking a lot of football. I know basketball season's right around the corner, but also right now, it's volleyball time. And we missed volleyball so much. We didn't have a girls volleyball season this past year because of COVID. Join us on the show. She's come on the show before, and this time we're actually talking about like real volleyball matches coming up. I've seen her schedule. It's Santiago head coach Courtney Krueger. And coach, listen, I know, most of your players, or a majority of them, probably play club volleyball. So they were still playing volleyball during all of this, but we didn't have a real high school volleyball season. I mean, how excited are you to, get back on the court, put on the Santiago colors, and get out there and compete again, because we didn't have a season last year?
Oh, man, it was really tough, because we weren't ever able to get together our testing protocols in time to have a season. And so it was tough because other areas were able to have the season, and the girls were so disappointed we weren't able to do it. But it was crazy when we had camp and tryouts. It had been 2 years since we'd had anything in our gym. And now we're back, and everyone's so excited. We have first game against Chaparral on Monday, and everyone's looking forward to it. We have a whole crop of freshmen and sophomores who had never played for us before, and they are way beyond excited and stuff, and the rest of us are too. It's great.
Do you feel as though you're soaking it in a little bit more? You enjoying just maybe going to practice and, doing all the, little things, I guess, that you would maybe normally just kind of not pay too much attention to, but now because we had volleyball taken away from us, now we have it back. Are you enjoying maybe those small moments a little bit more?
Oh, for sure. And since we had boys season, for me, it's a little bit different just because we were able to play during the boys season, and we did well this year and went to quarterfinals for boys, and the girls saw that. But with girls being canceled, we are enjoying everything. The girls, I feel, are a lot more focused because they know what they lost last year and haven't been able to do this for 2 years and stuff. And most of them do play club, so they were able to get that. But it's a different feel when you have high school. It's a different set of girls you play with. It's just a lot more of the school spirit and everything. So you see that switch over from them coming in from club with more excitement, I feel, sometimes than what they had before. But the practices, just being on the court, has been awesome. Having a gym of girls and everything, it's been great.
Coach, something you just mentioned I want to touch on is that these travel teams and, these club teams and stuff, they're great and they get great exposure, but there's something special about a high school rivalry, especially in the Big 8, because, the talent and the programs and the coaches, like it's great. Like you said, you're freshmen and sophomore. Some of them have never played for Santiago. How do you think they'll, embrace that moment of having those big time high school rivalries and competing for your school once again?
I think we've been talking about that, my coaches and I, and we were saying it's a lot different playing in high school because you have crowds, and even with COVID protocols, we have crowds, and with the boys, we had, I feel sometimes more than we've had in the past. So that's a lot different because in club, it's just your family and a few parents cheering and everything. And it's different to have a student section. So we know the freshmen and the sophomores that might have some nerves there, the first couple of games and everything. So we've been trying to schedule some scrimmages within our program so they get kind of used to like how it's going to feel and everything. But it's something we're going to watch out for. Freshmen as it is have nerves, and we have 2 freshmen on varsity this year who are awesome. But we always know that sometimes when it comes down to the games that it's different in front of all those fans. But there's something awesome and magical about playing in front of your student section and having people rock in the gym. And we have such a great support here at Santiago all through the years with, sometimes football comes in and everything. So I think they're really going to enjoy it and be really excited once the season starts.
Yeah, those high school rivalries are a special thing for sure. And, a good Santiago versus King or whoever volleyball match, they're intense and they're awesome and, what's not to love. But, Coach, you mentioned, you got 2 great freshmen already on the varsity squad. When you look at your entire roster, is it senior heavy? Is it more young? Is it a nice mixture of the two?
We have a great senior class, but it's definitely heavy on the younger girls. So we have a pretty good mixture of everybody, but it's a lot of younger girls throughout the program too. We have a lot of sophomores and a lot of freshmen on the JV team. We have a strong freshman team this year. And then on varsity, we have a few juniors and then a few seniors. But yeah, it's a lot of that younger crowd. So it's been interesting talking about some of just the rivalries, that you're mentioning and stuff. And some of them have not experienced that yet. And we have to build that up through them. And our senior class has been really good at kind of bringing those girls, making sure that they feel welcome and a part of the program so that they're ready when we do come in there, because it's always a different ball game from practice to the matches for sure.
And speaking of the matches, Coach, especially for your younger players, you guys are jumping right into the fire come next week. You mentioned Chaparral on Monday, which the Pumas are great. You got Chino Hills and Ontario Christian. That's just the first week of the season. So do you feel like maybe just in the first 3 games, the first week of the season, you're going to maybe learn and find out a lot about this team, especially if you've got some of those younger players seeing their first varsity experience?
Oh, yeah. And I have never taken it easy on my girls ever. And I always tell them playing these teams are going to make us better for the playoffs. And we need to play these good teams now so that we're not shell shocked when it comes to the playoffs. So I always jam pack all the good games that we can. So it's going to be definitely hit the ground running, kind of trial by fire for some of these matches, because we know Chaparral right off the bat is going to be good. They always are solid. They have some awesome players down there, and Chino Hills and Ontario Christian and everybody else we're playing, we know that they're going to be stacked. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see who of all grade levels are going to be able to perform, how they're going to come off. The nerves are going to be strong, I think, but for everybody at all high schools, because this is really the first real match that we've had in a long time. So we're just going to try to help them through it, maybe watch for some early timeouts and stuff like that and get their feet wet for sure.
So a great non-league schedule to build up to Big 8 league play. So, Coach, where do you see Santiago in the mix for that Big 8 league championship this year? Because I know there's a lot of great programs. I mean, where do you kind of see the Sharks fitting in that?
Well, we're always going to battle for first place regardless of the competition. And we know the competition is strong in the Big 8 league. Norco has awesome players coming back with 2 lights out. They have Kate Lopez Libero and Taylor Underwood as one of their huge hitters. King is always amazing. Roosevelt is always amazing. So we're hoping to be in the mix, and we're planning to be in the mix. And we have a very strong team this year, and we know that we can be competitive. So we're just going to take one match at a time and go out there, play our best, and keep trying to grind, trying to get that title back.
Well, Coach, I always appreciate the time. Thank you for coming on the show. Honestly, I can't believe we're a couple days away from the high school volleyball season. I'm glad we're having one, but I feel like it crept up on us. Like, oh my gosh, it's football season, it's volleyball season. Here we are. But so best of luck, Coach. And again, thank you for always being so generous with your time. I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Pep. It always is a pleasure to come on the show. Whenever you'd like to have me, just ask me again.
Hey, just keep on winning, and we'll just reserve a spot for you.
Absolutely, for sure. We'll work on that.
Thank you. That is Courtney Krueger, the head girls volleyball and boys volleyball we just heard from this past spring from Santiago here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks, Coach Krueger. We do appreciate it. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more high school football. We got Cajon head coach Rick Rogers. He's on deck as the Cowboys are coming off 4 straight Citrus Belt League titles. We'll be right back on the Inland Sports Show.
This is Alexander Madison. You're watching the Inland Sports Show.
The #1 sporting goods store in the Inland Empire is Ken's Sporting Goods in Norco. Whether you need new uniforms for the entire team, a Letterman's jacket, or new cleats for the upcoming season, check out Ken's Sporting Goods. Plus, now you can order masks with your favorite team, school, business, and more. Order for your entire team or organization. Visit kensportinggoods.com for more information and for the latest on the big sales. Make sure to follow Ken's Sporting Goods on Instagram and Twitter. So if you need team uniforms or sports gear, there's only one place to go in the Inland Empire. That's Ken's Sporting Goods. Hey guys, it's Pep Fernandez from the #1 sports show in the Inland Empire, the Inland Sports Show. I wanted to let you know about the BASS School. That stands for the Boost Alternative School for Student Athletes. All of us are trying to find a way to get ahead in the classroom and in athletics. If you're a parent, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wanting to give your son the best opportunity to succeed. BASS is an all-boys private middle school servicing 7th and 8th grade student athletes. They've got unique, customized curriculum for student athletes, individualized nutrition and athletic development, plus rigorous academic development with small class sizes. This is not an online homeschool. This is a private school for students who are serious about their grades and serious about their sports. BASS school enrollment for the 2021-2022 school year begins in January, so don't wait. Lock up your spot today. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for more information. We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it, but we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. It is scrimmage week for high school football, week 0 looming next week. Join us here on the show. He's one of our all-time favorites. Best beard in the business as well. It's the great Rick Rogers, head football coach for the Cajon Cowboys. And Coach, I don't know about you, but I feel like we just got out of the spring season and now the fall football season kind of crept up on, at least me. I'm like, oh my gosh, we got real games come next week. I know you're probably more organized than me, but did it feel like this season crept up on you only because we just had a season in April?
Yeah, we're doing a lot of scrambling right now to kind of get ourselves caught up. But you're right. We ended the season. It was only 5 games. It felt, much longer than that. But, we got it back together. We took some time off, which I think was important for our kids. We actually sat out the whole month of, after the season ended. We actually didn't start back up until after 4th of July. So, our kids should be a little rested there. Hopefully it works out for us and doesn't come back to bite us. But, I think we'll be okay.
Coach, that was going to be my next question, with the fact that, playing so late and into the spring, how much downtime do you get? Especially because I know some of your guys do track and field, so they were probably competing, through the month of May and June, depending how far they went. So I know it's important to get a little bit of downtime, but it sounds like that was probably your plan, at least in the off season, right? To give these guys a little bit of a break, because you guys were practicing and playing games through February, March, April.
Yeah. We had, it was the best spring ball that we could ever ask for. I mean, in all honesty, we were able to get in gear and be able to do those type of things that we've never been able to do in spring ball. So for that aspect, it was great to have that ability to be in gear, full contact, playing some games. So I think we got a great spring in terms of getting prep for this year. But then the second thing is, after that happened, we got to let these guys' bodies rest a little bit. And so we really take that seriously with our guys, making sure that they have plenty of rest. We don't, I know some practices, some teams are going 4-hour practices. We're at best for 2 hours. But usually, these last few, we've been an hour and a half and we're off the field. So we're trying to keep them fresh and ready to go. And we'll see if it pays off for us.
Well, Coach, going back to this spring, the Citrus Belt League title, I'm sure, was great. That's 4 straight for the Cowboys in the CBL. But it sounds like twofold. You were able to use the spring as a time to get better and improve and do some things in helmets and pads to get ready for the fall schedule now.
Yeah, it was big. We take it serious. They told us we had 5 games. I know people were talking that it's just practice for them, but for us, if we have games in front of us, we're trying to win. So that the group last year, unfortunately, didn't get to have that full season that everyone else, that they dreamed of having or wanted to have. And they had 5 games in front of them. They took, went 5-0, did everything that they could have asked out of them and got themselves ready. And then, like I said, spring ball, just a chance for us to get ready to come back out and defend this title. And something that our kids take a lot of pride in.
Well, Coach, I've got your non-league schedule in front of me. You're going to play at Carter, at Kaiser, then you've got Lawndale at home. You're playing at Grossmont, which is El Cajon down in the San Diego area, and then you got Rancho Cucamonga. That's a pretty good schedule right there. And, we were talking off air that just building the schedules can be challenging, especially the world that we're living in right now.
Yeah, it's hard finding opponents. It's hard finding people that want to play. A lot of times they put it out there and they, are trying to only play in the same or lower division. And what we've had, the success that we've had the past few years have put us up in a higher division, higher tier. And so it is tough finding those schools that want to play. So these guys, and we were we just filled up our last one, 2 weeks ago. And things are, we'll see how things go. Things may fall through and schedules may get moved around again. But, hopefully we got those 5 opponents to get us ready for our league schedule. And that's the plan.
Well, Coach, and speaking of that league schedule with the CBL, Citrus Valley's obviously tough. Beaumont has joined the CBL, and they're proving that they're going to be a tough out in league play as well. It looks like the Citrus Belt League, across the board, Gavin Pachot is at Rev, so who knows what the Wildcats are going to do this year? But it looks like the CBL across the board, is tough. It's good football again.
Yeah, it's tough out for each one of those games. So, it used to be hard when we first came into the league of kids getting invested in playing some of these schools because we, obviously they didn't go to school with these kids, they didn't play with them or whatnot. When we left our natural league or city rivalries, I should say, and now we got to a point where things are becoming rivalries with these guys, at least with us. Obviously, the Citrus Valley game was a big one for us last year. Exciting game to watch, and luckily, we came out and on top. So obviously, we know we're circled on a lot of these teams. We've had winning the last 4 times, for 4 years. It's playing Cajon, beating Cajon is what these guys are looking to do. So Citrus Valley's tough. Beaumont, these and Ukiah, both, one school towns have a lot of numbers and a lot of support out there. So it'll be tough. And obviously I'm hearing a lot of good stuff with Rev and what Coach Pashot's doing over there. So it's going to be a challenging schedule, and hopefully we're ready for it.
And Coach, finally, it wasn't just Cajon. It wasn't just the sport of football. It was like all high school sports. That numbers were just kind of low during the spring. I mean, you didn't have kids on campus. It was just hard to get guys and gals to come out and play sports. I mean, what are numbers like at Cajon this fall? And is it more, trending towards what we would normally see in a normal year?
A couple weeks ago, I would have said no. We're still down. Varsity-wise, we're a little stronger. I feel like we've got a little bit more depth than we had last year. Last year, we were a couple injuries away from not being a very good team. So luckily, we were able to dodge that bullet. Now, coming in this year, I think we got a little bit more depth. We got some returned a lot of the skilled kids. So that part's good. The JV numbers and freshman numbers are still down. We haven't been able to get those quite up yet. However, since school started, we're starting to get a little bit more freshman buy-in. Kids coming out a little late that may not have had the information. So they'll be a few weeks behind, but our numbers are getting there, and we're hoping we can get up. Right now, we're entering with a Frosh Soft team, and we hope by league we'll have a freshman in JV and varsity to compete for CBL titles.
That's awesome. That's great news to see the numbers at least going in that direction, going up. Coach Rogers, I always appreciate the time. I'm sure you will see me on your sideline very, very soon. I know you play Apple Valley on Friday in a scrimmage. Won't be there, but I know the following week you guys are playing at Carter to open up the actual season. So, Coach, best of luck this year. And again, thank you so much always for your time. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the coverage.
Yes, sir. That is Nick Rogers, the head football coach for the Cajon Cowboys. 4 consecutive Citrus Belt League titles going into this fall season. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the Inland Sports Show. A huge shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. We always appreciate his help. And again, when we come back next Wednesday for the Inland Sports Show, we'll be in full game mode. It is week 0 of the high school football season. A big thanks to Coach Rogers at Cajon, Coach Broach for the Liberty Bison. We had Coach Krueger for Santiago volleyball, and of course the great Rick Croy, the head men's basketball coach for California Baptist University. My name is Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Stay safe, and God bless you.